Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic is a joke. We all know that. Jon knows that. Stipe knows that. Dana White knows that. And you know who else knows that? The one guy that would whoop Jon Jones's behind, Tom Aspinall. Here's why.
Punchy Panda, Punchy Punchy Panda, Punchy Panda, Punchy Punchy Panda, Punchy Panda, Punchy Punchy Panda, Punchy 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 Punchy.
Now, before all the haters lose their minds in the comments, both Jon Jones and Stipe are amazing fighters. Jon Jones needs no introduction. He's probably the best fighter that the UFC has ever seen. He has 27 wins and 1 loss, and even that loss is a bit of a controversial one. Dana White would tell you that Jon Jones has no losses, and I tend to kind of agree. That, however, unfortunately does not make Jon Jones a nice, good guy. He has quite a dark history, to put it lightly. Stipe, on the other hand, has 20 wins and 4 losses. Out of those 20 wins, 14 were KOs and 1 was a submission. Only 5 being decision wins. Absolutely insane. These two are scheduled to fight at UFC 309, and although I like both of these athletes, they need to understand that this fight is a joke. Will it be entertaining? Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. But there's a few reasons why I say this is a joke. Reason 1, JJ hype. JJ being Jon Jones, of course. Jones has been called overrated a lot. I disagree. I think he's an absolute monster in the cage and deserves all the credit he's getting. Should he be more active? 100%. But he is seen as the GOAT, the best of all time in the UFC, and it's hard to argue with that statement. The best of the best should fight the best of the best. Jon Jones is 37 years old. He does not have a lot of time left as a professional fighter. He has said that he's probably retiring after UFC 309. If he is the best of all time, his final fight should be against the best of the best, proving that he really is the GOAT. Now, who is the best of the best currently in the UFC that's in his weight class, or at least close to his weight class? I'd say there are 2 guys, Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall. Stipe, on the other hand, is 42 years old. He's not even close to being in his prime anymore. His last fight in the UFC was in 2021, where he faced Francis Ngannou and lost the fight. I think that Jones is going to steamroll Stipe. It won't be a long fight, but it's going to be good. Not taking anything away from Stipe, he was great in his prime, fantastic fighter, but this one is probably going to Jones. Reason 2, Stipe is not the champion. Jon Jones hasn't fought since March of 2023, a year and a half ago. Due to injury, he was out for a while, and in that time, Tom Aspinall won the interim heavyweight title when he faced Sergey Pavlovich. Aspinall has been crushing it. He's one of the best heavyweights, but on top of that, one of the fastest heavyweights we've ever seen. If Stipe was the interim heavyweight champion, by all means, that's who Jon should have faced, but he's not. Tom Aspinall is. He deserves to fight for the undisputed title. But is it just me, or has Jon Jones been kind of avoiding all the Aspinall callouts? It's hard to call Jones scared, but I think that Aspinall is the first guy in a long time that could actually beat Jon Jones. Now, if I were Jon Jones, I'd probably also face someone that I know I could win in my final fight before I retire. The great news is Tom Aspinall is the backup for the fight between Jones and Stipe. Let's take the odd chance that Stipe wins the fight. He's then the heavyweight champion, which would mean he would have to face Tom Aspinall next, which would not go down well for Stipe. Will Stipe do that? Probably not. I doubt we'll ever see Jon Jones or Stipe after this fight at UFC 309 again. There's been talks that Stipe would most definitely probably retire after this fight, and Jon Jones himself said that he's most likely going to retire after this fight. So if Stipe wins and retires, Tom Aspinall becomes the undisputed heavyweight champion. If Jones wins and retires, Tom Aspinall becomes the undisputed heavyweight champion. So currently, it almost seems like it doesn't really matter what happens at UFC 309. Aspinall will be the next heavyweight champion, which is great, I guess, but wouldn't it be amazing if he actually fought Jon Jones for that undisputed championship?